O que acabei de dizer? Não preocupes, já perdeste.
Não, se fosse o DPS, eu vi DPS. Vi DPS, nossa. Foi de Moira.
Moira! Foi de Moira!
Olha nisso.
Mas tens que vir agora, bro. Pelo menos já devia estar aqui.
Vai dar coisa de chato. Oi, tem uma zona aqui para deles.
Pasmo.
Estamos por aqui também tive close. Fuck.
Sem vida.
Não é? Onde é que
Não estás a aguentar? Brincam, tu estás a aguentar?
nem estava à espera de ter dado side shot, mas eu dizer, what the fuck? Eu não fiz agora. Eu mandei essa flash só de mandar.
Ah, foda, double kill, triple kill. Fuck the police.
I'm afraid que o entrar um jogo onde quem é melhor do que eu.
Estás afraid? Ei, rapaz, já sou ganho.
Já, perdão. Eu sei, sei.
Thank you, no, thank you. Thanks. Queres ver fazer uma jogada ainda melhor? Vê se jogo, pode ir agora, R6. Sai primeiro, que não, vocês usam o mesmo tempo, estás pronto?
Sim.
Ei, 2, 3. Oh, tá aí. Havia de ser comigo aqui, mas não. Então tá aí, amigo, tem much oblige.
Diz-te que é ao mesmo tempo. Então, mesmo ver se esses peças o quê?
Então, viu a minha série, então, bons jogos, amigos, beijinhos.
Aquelas iam, não te jogou.
Tchau.
Eliminate all of the terrorists.
O jogo diz que nenhuma organização nem nenhum governo autorizou o nome, quer dizer. Vocês vão foder
O quê?
processos. Não é R6. Eles dizem que nenhum governo, nem nenhuma organização autorizou o nome. Ou seja, se vai foder isso e utilizar só vai R6 depois o seu não podem processar. Já vai.
All friendlies have been eliminated.
Isso é uma merda cá, cachorro. To the window, to the wall, To the sweat coming down my bone.
There it is. So you've got a vent on
skid,
the
skid,
front.
motherfucker.
So up is closed, down is open. Huge vent on the front for airflow. The whole helmet flows a decent amount of air. It feels like there's an air filter when you're wearing the helmet. It feels like there's air constantly rushing over your face and down through the bottom of the helmet. Now, granted, this helmet does usually come with a chin curtain, but I took that off because I've got a beard and I need a little bit more space on the front here. Pretty compact shape. It's light. You don't really feel it.
Mas Bitcoin vai aumentar outra vez.
Já vai. Sentar para dizer, não sei porquê. Sim.
Alô, estás aí? Queres te rir? Agora é que estão a dizer que o Trump era um ativo do KGB.
Ei, calma.
É. Outra vez a Bitcoin aumenta por causa do Elon Musk.
Mas porquê que aumenta por causa dele?
Basta ele meter Bitcoin no hashtag do Twitter e aquilo aumenta. Pô, os meus 100 e não sei quantos euros de mega já desceram, puta que pariu.
Já perdeste tudo?
Não. Está nos
Deve estar a
lugares
fechar
agora.
agora. Já deves ter vendido. Deves ter deixado sempre o mesmo.
Não, mas é tipo. Ele depois aumenta. Eu vou experimentar a comprar ações da Bitcoin. 1000 euros, sabes quanto é que me dá? Deixa-me só escolher. 1000 euros dá-me exatamente. 1070 dólares dá-me 0.03 unidades de Bitcoin.
We need to locate a bomb. Ten seconds.
Não.
É, pelo também desceu.
5 seconds before insertion.
Sabes porquê?
Your mission
Porque ela
is to
teve que
locate
lançar
and
as suas
defuse the bomb.
contabilidades e como estava abaixo do preço estimado, desceu.
The diffuser has been secured.
Só consegui destruir.
You must recover the diffuser. The diffuser
Consegui abrir aquela porra toda, até caramba. Cuidado, cuidado,
Tem
cuidado.
vocês, não sei de onde. Estou a fome.
you have located
Era um
a
escudo,
bomb.
de certeza.
Um dado spot.
What the fuck? Está tudo fodido. Ah, mas é o dog, só está dando vida. Bem. Ai. Tudo bom. Tudo bom. Tudo bom.
É a mirar ali. É não.
Mas é isso. Eu não percebi, tipo, a logo seguros para o meu carro dava 500 euros de seguro, pronto.
One op 4 remaining.
A fidelidade está com a Ash,
Diffuser is now
está
secured.
morto.
Op
A
4
fidelidade
eliminated.
dava-me uns euros por mês.
Não era 11 por mês.
Não, eu estou falando para a moto. Para o carro.
Bom.
A cena é que o meu carro estava avaliado em 150 euros no site. Eles dão-me seguro de 500 euros. Que merda é essa? Até que não existe mais, uma merda assim. Em vez de 10. Eu comprei 1000 euros de Bitcoin. Já perdi 6 euros. Vamos ver se...
To locate a bomb.
estão lá em cima. Ainda bem que não fui.
O próprio gente não é que pode ganhar tanto dinheiro que isso. Ele compra bitcoins, depois mete uma foto de hashtag bitcoins e ganha dinheiro para falar disso.
Ele vai começar a seguir. Ele vai começar a estar mais vezes no Twitter. Você vê que ele começa. Cada vez que ele mete uma coisa, você vê que aquela cena começa sempre a aumentar.
You've located a bomb.
Porque já é a segunda vez.
Location and defuse it.
Metes-te a comprar logo uma lente.
Yeah, por isso é que ele vai começar a estar atento. Eu experimento no Itoro primeiro. Olha aí, Jesus.
Boys Twitter a Nuito bomb. Especialmente para der stock a tu ago.
You have located a bomb.
Estou contigo? Eu vi alguém.
Eu também.
Não tem ninguém. Mataste. Nice. To the window, to the wall.
One op 4 remaining.
Porra, é neto para caralho. É negativo para caralho. Plantam. Ele está para aí para a esquerda, mas plantam.
Activating adrenaline surge.
Run, bitch! Foge, não vai ser com ele, não é? Exatamente.
Bomb diffusion initiated. Protect the diffuser.
Ele está por trás de ti, está aí, está aí. Ele está ali, está ali, está ali, está ali, está nas escadas. Não sei se ele vai dar a volta para a tua esquerda, mas pronto. Fica a ver a tua esquerda.
Ela não tem mãos.
Ele está para lá à direita. Não já não vou sair. Está com o gajo. Dispara só por sim. Nice.
Hostile bomb defused. Mission successful.
To the window! To the wow! To the sweat coming down my balls. Ah, skeet, motherfucker.
Sim, só que eles vão outra vez lá para baixo.
Eu achei que eles vão lá para cima.
Não, lá para baixo.
Epá, se tu dizes. Se tu dizes. Eu vou de Sofia. Ah, já tiraram o withstand, acho.
Bro, vê-te ali.
Ah,
Estás mais ao fundo, bro.
eu não vi que tinha termoite. Eu pensava que tinha um termoite, desculpa aí.
Need to use your drone to locate a bomb.
Irmão.
Aquela ali por acaso é que devia ter um bitching charge.
Yeah. Mas é que vem morto também dá jeito.
Não, eu acho que preferia a Claymore. Tinhas razão. Não tenhas.
Ainda bem que eu não tinha razão, tinha que estar morto.
Não sei.
Tem tudo.
Onde é que tu vais sniper?
10 seconds to insertion.
Boa pergunta.
5 seconds to insertion.
Cuidado com capcans.
You must locate and defuse a bomb. The diffuser is no longer in your possession.
God damn. Porra. Ah, de face, né?
You have located
É bom
a
botar
bomb.
para trás, só por acaso.
The diffuser has been recovered.
Da puta, deixa-me assim que eu te devolvo. Não sei o que é que se passa hoje, cara. Não sei que eu não quero.
São bonejos.
Pá, sai da frente, ô cabrão.
Drop the diffuser.
Ó. Tive bem mal agora a jogar. Vambora?
Vais morrer, portanto. Nice.
Ah, pá, já sabia.
Mas caralho, já desci.
Stand off.
Wszystko w porządku.
Tens do lado direito um cabo pequeno. Há bocadinho tinha, agora não sei.
The diffuser has been secured.
Eu estou pronto só. Tem smoke. Não, aí, marcha atrás. Agora vai lançar aqui.
You must recover the diffuser. Down to one friendly.
Tá, eu sou
All
sozinho.
friendlies have been eliminated.
Não.
Não tinha um Blackbird na rua, na janela. Não tinha uns na cara, ok? Foda-se. Epá, eu vejo que começar a cagar nos pelões, eu vejo como eles, não fazem um caralho. Podia estar menos negativo agora.
Mas é muito sincero. Olha, me dizer com isso, mas é proteger mal da besta lá, pronto.
Pá, não é preciso fazer mesmo. Não é um gajo para puxar isso, é sempre uma merda. Não escolhe.
Secure the bombs.
Mete os teus primeiro e mete os meus a seguir.
Ou seja, vou pensar no que dizer. Primeiro dava mais tempo aqui.
Estás a meter atrás de
Op 4
mim.
has located a bomb. Plan your defenses
Estás
accordingly.
fortinho. Eu não tenho visto.
Bomb location compromised. Plan accordingly.
Estava, chega.
Epá, eu também estou com a mira do caralho, não sei porquê.
10 seconds.
Cara.
Op 4 has located a bomb.
O que é que é por isso?
Caga nisso. Está aberto ali, cuidado.
Bom,
Na porta. Já não consegues meter os teus.
Hunted down.
mas eles ainda não arrebentaram.
Não, mas eles já abriram as portas. A porta ali.
Podes parar aí, ó, bem.
Someone exposed.
Isso.
Eles têm fuse, eles vão mudar por fundo.
Oh, não, 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 não.
Foda-se. Bem, é o difícil. Já tem um fixe.
Vais cá dentro?
Tem um fixe por cima. Estás indo para lá. Cuidado com as escadas. É por cima que eles estão-te abrindo isso tudo. Nas escadas são gajos.
Vigia para o lado esquerdo, meio lado esquerdo, se aparece um gajo disto. E se eu ia para os destes assuntos.
Ok. Thank you.
Op 4, last stop
Estás a
standing.
dar, tipo...
Eu acho que fica a tua mira. Eu acabei a tua mira, aparentemente. Nossa, muitas escadas.
Estão a dronar. Vai aparecer agora por trás de ti e é por aí. O drone está aí. É o dele. O teu drone está nos
Down
seus
to
pés.
15 seconds.
Não tens dentro para plantar.
10 seconds to go.
Está com o Jäger, está vindo daqui. Da garagem. Está na garagem.
5 seconds to go.
Tá.
Friendly, last operator standing.
Ai,
Devia ter
tio.
fugido. Devia ter fugido. Para ver a boa.
Tipo, ele não tinha a bomba, por isso ele não... Ele é que...
Foi bem pelo agora. A gente quase perdeu isso agora. Para a situação toda. Ainda bem que eu não morri.
Yeah.
São lança.
Se não te matar, não vai matar agora. Não sei, às vezes há equipas que eu não consigo matar.
Secure the area. Keep the bombs protected.
Eu vou ficar por baixo para ver se eu consigo matar alguém na plantação.
Be advised, Op 4 has found a bomb. Op 4 has located a bomb. Plan your defenses accordingly. 10 seconds to insert. Down to 5 seconds. Bomb located by Op 4.
Place device. Fall is done. Activating device. Loading mag. You can stop grenades now.
É, tem um ângulo do caralho que encontra no YouTube.
Um gajo comigo. Pá, que deixa basado agora não estava lá. Foi bom, mano. Um 10 gajos comigo, se não me engano. Eu tenho um gajo na minha outros. O gajo na minha vai esperar não perceber.
Minha tiro, esse cara.
É aí tudo. Smoke, eu vejo como está ali. Oh.
Foda-se, ih, caralho. É atrás. Não é atrás de ti. É atrás de ti.
Epa! Oh!
Porra, bem negativo, quer dizer.
Não sei. Não tá, faz outros jogos.
Não, estava junto para cá. Se calhar vai fazer barulho. Ixi.
Sim, por causa do
O
drone.
drone já nem estava olhando para ele tinha que disparar. Era para aqueles 10 pontos, maravilha.
One friendly remaining.
Ah, sim. Ah, isso que eu vou falar. Tá aí, sim.
Eu não sei como é que eu não tenho último.
Depois uma assistência. Ainda reforças.
Op 4 has deployed a diffuser. To destroy it.
Hã?
Eu não sei
Como
como é
é
que
que
não me
metes
lembro.
um smoke? Ah, tá bem. Eu devo dizer.
Epá, avança, caralho.
Quem me tem embaixo, essa vai toda.
É como a
Então,
deficiência.
já vai metade do tempo, vê?
Nice, vamos que
Vai fazer uma ação. Vai fugir.
Ele vai sair, vai desviar à direita. É que nem isso.
Oh, não fucking não.
Tinha mesmo um gajo.
Mission
Eu
failed.
tinha sim
All
agora
friendlies
embora.
were eliminated.
Eu disse que ser por baixo, aparentemente. Os dois estavam em baixo, acho. Bro, os dois estavam em baixo, acho que se fizesse difícil, dava a dizer. Muito difícil. Só, muito começar, já dá para cada mês às vezes.
Também não tens, não.
Mas e arquivos? Temos já lá para lá.
Arquivo, não deve estar discreto.
Ah, não, eu em cima e em baixo, olha nisso. Sim. Os arquivos antigos, quando era o Hostage.
Não era host, já era Secure the Point.
Era top.
O objetivo era de não deixar eles fazerem termite ali naqueles 2 pontos.
Era facílimo. Bastava um gajo no lado a proteger para o corredor do lado.
Secure the bombs.
E lá em cima só porque sim.
ليس كيف in position. ليس كيف is set up.
Bomb location compromised. Plan accordingly.
Diz que esqueci de mandar a minha câmera para a Palmeira a seguir.
Sirius online.
Então não seguro, caralho.
Swapping max.
Be
que é que não abri?
Op 4 has found a bomb.
Palmeira
10
para
seconds
ser
to
meu vizinho.
insertion.
O Almeida, não?
5 seconds to insertion.
Palmeira?
Percebi lá.
Op 4 has located a bomb. Get ready to
A
engage.
segurar.
Nem disse só que eu percebi lá.
Stay clear of blast zone. New feed up.
Ela, aquilo que o gajo fez não foi team kill, foi como é que é.
EDD prime.
Como assim? Ele ia te esperar para ti e ia meter só a
Não,
frente.
foi visão. Para não ficar negativo.
Ok, calma as spoilers até. Da Palmeira eu queria que fosse mais para cima, mas está aceitável. Sim, eu gosto do Nelson. Obrigado. Fantástico. Ó, fiz mal agora, perdi vida. Não é ninguém.
Como é que tínhamos mais um gajo?
Vemos, eu sei. Não é que eu não consigo sair daqui, tenho várias janelas, acho. Eu acho por aqui.
Changing back.
One friendly
Ah,
remaining.
bro, what the fuck? Que gosto foi esse?
One op 4
Ah,
remaining.
mas és tu.
Como assim, mas
Ah, a
és-
Maria que está viva. Ah, ela lhe deu tiros meios e lhe vê com uma capcana. Há um tiro de ser. Acho que está pronto.
Down
Não,
to
não está.
15 seconds.
Dispara para ficar com medo. Não vão.
10 seconds to go.
Está ali? Oh my fucking god, bro. Eu por acaso tinha visto. Não que ela está pronto.
Eu vi, mas já.
E estava.
Emma, que cagada foi essa, bro?
O me, ela foi rushar para a casa de banho, de um tiro à caia e matou.
É, bro, foda-se. Era só ganhar essa caralho. Devia ter esperado pelos 5 segundos. Foda-se.
É bro, não tinha vida nenhuma.
Ela estava sobre.
Tá, vou ver capcano, vou tiro me.
Porra. Também morrem todos. Tive que matar 3 nessa ronda.
Mas eu gosto dos jogos. Eu espero que eles vão lá para baixo.
Foda-se. Eu vou começar a fazer isso. Eu não recebo no início porque onde ninguém está a sul. Eu vou começar a ficar para o fim. Basta dar um tiro e eles ficam a andar.
Os gajos fazem isso.
Eu vou começar a fazer isso. Eu ficava parado o jogo todo. Depois tem mania que matam para caralho. Não é assim. Mentira, também boa, estás com sorte. Ah, sabes aquele buff que eu disse que deram buff? Onde é que há ali? Está lá em cima mesmo. Sabes o buff que eu disse que deram na Kali? Não, já foi. Ele, afinal aquilo foi um buff meio nerd, estás a ver?
Found a bomb.
É tipo, é bom por um lado, mas é mau por aí.
Eles quiseram dar um buff e acabaram de dar um nerf. Só mesmo é preciso fazer
É
isso.
por causa dos tons.
Dos tons. Estás no Overwatch aqui, ó.
Bagulho. Sempre assim, não também bom. Estás que estão ali assim?
E tom, caralho.
Diffuser.
Oh, controlar, esqueci. Dá para dar morrer? Está ali.
Não, mano, foda-se.
You have dropped the diffuser.
Nossa, vem avançar para o gol. Não tem problema.
Como é que esse cara fez um trabalho desses?
Ah, pá, esse jogo tudo legal, como é que começou?
Não sei como é que esse. É só maneiras estúpidas que
Ah,
eles
mas olha
fizeram.
o pro da equipa de Zeus.
O Pro, aquilo era o Pro, pô.
É bro, está em primeiro.
The diffuser has been recovered.
Táticas de merda.
Friendly last operator
Tá. Tá bom. Caralho, eu não sei se conseguem saltar.
Já, pá, isso
Agora matar outro. Pau.
pô.
Eu estava ali!
Op 4 eliminated
Eu
all
nem
friendly.
vi. Deixa eu ver. Eu já sei esse chute, está mais cagão esse chute.
Pô, se eu não tivesse morrido. Mas a culpa também não é minha. Matei 3 na cada um.
Ah, bro, deixa-me gajo ao sul.
Querem ir lá para cima, para lhes deixar confusos.
Não, a palavra bosta já aconteceu em Borges, em cima da cima. Fizemos 2 vezes seguidas lá em Borges, não sei.
Yeah.
Secure the bombs.
Ok. Ok.
Qual é a minha estante?
O que é que tem?
Não digo isso.
Walls done.
Op 4 has located a bomb. Plan your defenses accordingly.
Wall reinforced. Position device.
Eita, cara.
Down to 10 seconds. 5 seconds
Eu não
left.
sei se é a nossa equipa, a equipa deles cobra essas porras segundo.
Op 4 has located a bomb.
Tu vais todos.
Não, a porta principal.
Sabe, basta agora porque a nossa equipe.
APS deployed and ready to go.
A porra, deixa-me passar, cabrão. Foda-se.
Swapping.
Oh, yes!
Loading the magazine.
Já desceram? Não, fuse, de certeza.
Deploying magnet. Perimeter defense up.
Your identity has been compromised.
Place device.
Cuidado, não fiques ao pé de mim que o Jacal vai me querer matar. Que o fuse deve já me para matar. Porra, já estão todos mortos, caralho.
Magnet ready.
Cá esses os rompes e para fora de ponte. Veja, Dani. Oh my fucking god, bro. Sei, não sei.
Foda-se, tem mais nas escadas, Tiago. Pensava que estavas a ver-me as escadas. Ali, bro, foda-se.
Não estava vendo as escadas, estava vendo onde é que estava vindo os bros.
Failure.
Ei, com caralho, bro, o gajo já tinha descido.
Bros.
Xixi. Eu vi o Legion, mas porra, o Tiago deve estar ali atrás da carrinha, deve estar a ver.
Não estava a procurar dos brocos que estão fazendo.
Os buracos estão por cima.
Por cima estão para a frente já, para o portão.
Então, tem um Maverick, ah, ok.
Não era o Maverick, era o Joker aqui.
Não, os... hã?
Não quero mandar o esse.
Podias ter dito que eu tinha a minha habilidade. Foda-se, acho que estava ganho, cara.
E eu estou ali.
These are the things you didn't know about. Let's go. It sounds funny. Crocodiles can literally jump out of the water to a decent height to catch low-flying waterfowl. And by the way, they're also great runners. In fact, some are able to gallop like horses. Now, I agree, it sounds a little ridiculous, but I wouldn't want to be anywhere near a hungry crocodile. Who knows when it'll decide? Sunset's one of the most beautiful things on Earth, but take the Earth's atmosphere out of the conditions, and you get a completely different sight. For example, Yes, at least on Mars. The sunset on the red planet, contrary to all logic, is blue. And if you think about it, it makes a lot of sense. Mars is farther away from the sun, and dust and other small particles in the atmosphere change the color of the sky. Also, Mars has less than 1% of Earth's atmosphere, and this affects the scattering of light. That's why the sky here is reddish in the daytime and turns to a dull shade of blue closer to sunset. The Star Wars universe has a lot of awesome details, but one of them, of course, is lightsabers. And since they're so cool, they really need to be brought to reality. Engineer and blogger James Knopson and his team have created a fully functional lightsaber. And it's really a weapon, not just an oblong light bulb. The sword is attached to a tank of propane and oxygen, which are released through nozzles. The result is a stream of plasma heated to 4,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Such temperatures mean that the blade can cut through almost anything, except for the ring from Lord of the Rings, I guess. God, why did you go to Mordor? You could have just called the Jedi. Snakes know how to devour huge prey whole. Their jaws and bodies are literally designed in such a way they can cram a lot of tasty stuff inside. But sometimes that tasty stuff, instead of being digested for weeks, turns out to be way too big. You know what it's like when you try to bite into a burger that's too big and it won't fit in your mouth? Well, these snakes had a victim that was too big. Yep, they overdid it. No biggie though. Another version is that the prey was uncooperative and for some reason got into the stomach alive and then tried to get out. The result? Well, the result's the same. I don't think there's going to be a second course. Everybody's dead. If you go outside and suddenly find creepy looking waves over your head, don't panic. Most likely it's not the end of the world, but the clouds of the species Undulatus asperatus. Just look at them. It makes you feel uneasy. But asperatus don't promise an immediate apocalypse. Well, probably not at least. They're not even accompanied by a hurricane or a thunderstorm. They just look like this. Anyway, you'd better get your phone out and take pictures. You'll get lots of likes because this phenomenon is still pretty rare. Okay, I know. I already made a reference to Lord of the Rings, but if that's not where the filmmakers were inspired when they created Moria, then, well, they should have been. The Tokyo Underground Flood Protection Tank is one of the largest underground flood control facilities in the world. It's a huge system of tunnels and reservoirs that collect water under the city and send it into the river using pumps. Sounds pretty simple, but how awesome does it look? The tank looks like an underground palace with giant halls, columns, and tunnels, and you can move freely inside a car. Water's collected in 5 vertical reservoirs, the biggest of which is about 70 meters high. That is, it would fit in the Statue of Liberty without a pedestal, and there'd still be room. Ask anyone how lightning strikes, and anyone will tell you it's from above. The discharge originates in the clouds and then hits the ground. But it doesn't always happen that way. Sometimes nature does this. The direction of lightning is determined by the direction of the electrical field. Usually, a negative charge builds up in the clouds, and a positive charge builds up on the ground. In terms of physics, it makes sense. Yet, in less than 1 case out of 20, it happens that the cloud is positively charged. Then everything is turned upside down, and lightning can strike from the ground.
Drone has found a bomb.
To shoot an avalanche,
moeten.
and preferably you have to survive. Who would take a job like this? Well, the fact is, there are people in the world who professionally risk their lives to remove avalanches.
Pô, estava bem a ver em vez de... Oh.
5 seconds.
Eu estava a ver antes da Clash.
Proceed to bomb's location and defuse it.
Clash, já não vai.
Esse você não gosta, bro? Hã?
Eu vi.
Comme d'habitude.
Eles não forçaram.
Nice.
Faz com que eles não reforçam. Tá bom.
Não forçaram por ser inimigo. No princípio agora ficaram em baixo e a gente forçaram.
Aircraft ready to knock them out.
Ah, yeah, não forçaram por ter um amigo. Cago.
Changing back. Setting traces thermostat.
Só lá para não conseguir.
Como é que se faz, J-Boy?
Throwing flashbang.
Jesus, Manel.
Oh!
In position.
Eu vou fazendo a mira perder tempo. Vá avançando, vá matando melhor. Atenção. Os dois estão no meio bomba. Não bolas, não preciso fazer tempo. E é que tinha fucking bomba, bro.
Four last stop standing.
O da mira já está. A mira que estava ali atrás já
Ah,
está.
está no mesmo sítio, está no mesmo sítio. Vai entrar.
Entra. Não tem aqui, bro.
Conta tudo. Para, estou contando tudo, é caseiro. Boa, mas eu gosto de contar tudo.
Ele disse não está, bro. Ele disse que tinha um...
Successful.
Isso é um contentor, isso é um cofre, cabrão.
Enganei-me.
Contentor.
Do that? Well, for the sake of beautiful pictures. Well, not only that.
Ah, bom, se vi bem o jogo inteiro. Ah,
Yeah, meteu o bandido. Yeah.
ainda já ganha.
I associate giant robots with Japan. It's not surprising that it's
É daí, tem toda a gente.
60-foot tall robot from the anime Gundam.
Eu matei três.
Uma só está a dar
And
assistência.
its creation took about
É que
6
foi o MVP nessa
years.
um.
The result is not just a statue, but quite a living model. It can walk.
Diz uma assistência só. E derivava um gajo que vou ler assim.
Genuine excitement among
Não vou
fans.
nada.
The robot's supposed to be a part of a theme park, but it's unclear if it'll open anytime soon. The height restriction can be a serious problem for truck drivers in all countries. A little hesitation, not paying attention
your drone
to
to
the
locate
sign,
a bomb.
forgetting the dimensions, and... Hard to believe, but this happened. Durham, North Carolina. Single railroad bridge on one of the roads that even has its own Facebook
Be
page.
advised your drone has located a bomb.
A ver, está gostando de fazer? Sim, realmente dois gols.
Very often takes
Yeah,
a
yeah.
off of cars.
Ela joguei bem, bro.
And again,
A
and
equipa que não é por isso.
And it's pretty simple. The bridge was built in 1950
Ali é
when
maçom.
the standard vehicle height was 11.7 feet. Today it's 14 feet.
Eles vêm falar só assim, estou a voltar para o admiras outra vez.
10 seconds.
Top of their car. The stone that looks like an egg
Drone has
falling out
located
of
a bomb.
Newt's
5
commander's
seconds.
suitcase is definitely something to look out for. At the very least, because it's
Proceed
really
to bomb's
very
location and
critical.
defuse
These
it.
stones are called
You must recover the
Euperlites, and
diffuser.
were-
The diffuser has been recovered.
O que é que nasceste no caralho?
Euperlites, the
The
name
diffuser is no longer in your possession. Now secured.
Everything is transformed. The cobblestones become similar to molten lava.
You've dropped the
But in spite
diffuser.
of their beautiful appearance, these stones have no jewelry value. They consist of two normal types of rocks. The first one is cyanite, which is similar to ordinary granite. The second one is sodalite, an alkaline rock that contains
Drone
chlorine,
activated.
sodium, aluminum, and
Você
silicon
acha de
oxide.
caralho?
As far as I understood, it's sodalite that shines. And there were a lot of
Action time!
job and devoted his life to looking for them. There's even a store on his website that sells jewelry.
Jesus, que falhou tiro tudo.
Why not? Personally, I try to stay as far away.
Zero de vida diz.
Tem um gajo aqui. Tem um gajo aqui, caralho. Eu pensava que tinha da nossa equipa, caralho.
Position to knock.
Eu pensava que era da nossa equipa.
Segue jeito, tá.
A nossa equipa estava. A Kali estava por baixo e eu pensava que estava lá.
Ai, que mexeu nos desejos, bro. Não consigo ver isso. Desejos.
Ei, gandagem, caralho, foda-se. Ei, ei, Jesus,
Eliminated
pessoal.
all friendlies.
Eu joguei bem mal no jogo.
Ontem agora, na passada não fiz um caralho, mas agora.
Something of a hobby. All over the world, there are weirdos who try very hard to get as many bees. Let's be honest, they create something really, really beautiful. People like to experiment with selections. For example,
Vai lá,
they
a gente
once
tem
had
que
the idea to create
ganhar o
black
maior número de
apples.
rondas
Yeah, they're called
a
black
atacar.
diamonds, and the unique fruit is
Já
grown
ganharam aqui,
mainly in
que
Tibet, at an altitude
Hã?
of about 9,800
Mas já ganharam
feet
aqui,
above
agora vão
sea
para
level.
Seeds.
It's believed that these apples get their color because of the unusual conditions in which they grow. During the day, the fruits get a lot of light, which turns the peel from its characteristic red color to a dark purple color. There are many really dangerous roads in the world that you want to stay away from. But this route, located in Peru, is terrifying even for people who aren't afraid of heights. Because it's not just the fact that cars regularly fall off the road.
We need to locate a bomb.
Rocks can fall from the top at any moment, and the conditions of the roadbed are such that few drivers would dare to drive here. But the locals say the winding bus route through the mountains is a blessing. They used to have to walk the whole way. If you've ever shot off fireworks, you know that it's best to keep them as far away from your body as possible, just so something irreparable won't happen by accident. But this Frenchman, Laurent Knott, is the kind of person who just loves taking risks and fireworks. For more than 10 years, he's been engaged in pyrotechnics, and he's learned even to launch projectiles right from his own body. To do this, he had to
10
design
seconds
a
to go.
special cotton suit, which is inspired by the clothes of professional firefighters. Then he
Insertion
worked
in
out,
5
walked on
seconds.
stilts, and got on a motorcycle. In short, this is all for a spectacular show.
A bomb
And I
must
gotta
be
say,
located
the show
and
is
defused.
truly mesmerizing. If the human firework has any superpower, it...
Tem zombies aqui, what the fuck? Yeah, tem zombies numa cena ali.
Minha culpa. Minha culpa.
Laufen. Ei. Aí à esquerda.
É minha culpa.
Cuidado por trás de ti.
You have located a bomb.
Foda-se, Edi, cuidado por trás de ti, amor. Essa cá ver. Olha aí, Tiago. Edi, cuidado por trás de ti, Tiago.
Eu estava esperando até agora olhar para
Não é,
trás.
é aí também.
Não morre. Oh my fucking god.
Ei, Jesus. Ei, Jesus. Ei.
Drone's ready.
Caga nisso, esse está fodido.
It's the ability to create a festive atmosphere, and the desire to keep a fire.
Drop.
Ei, nossa senhora.
Okay, actually, this lake in Canada is called Spotted
Vá para aí e remeta com essa porta. Com essa merda. Tu arremeta ali.
because it's all covered in spots. It seems that
À tua esquerda.
Já ia virar, bro. Não sei
don't
se...
connect, so they're all colored in different shades, all because there's a high concentration of various minerals in
Pô, essa arma está com ranhos de caralho agora?
Nem é que eu nem acertei. Nem é que eu nem estava a acertar. Isto também vai defender agora. Eu prefiro defender esse mapa.
Defender grande porra. Acho que minha vez de Skype, cara.
Essa volta cá a ver, acho que ela vai fazer o que o Pedro fez. Já está em 1, sim.
Secure the area. Keep the bombs protected. Be advised, a bomb location has been compromised.
Ambush set. Stay clear.
The fuck?
Ok.
Pensava que ia morrer na boa.
10 seconds. 5 seconds left.
Stay clear of blast zone.
Op 4 has located a bomb. Be ready for hostile action.
Let them come. Ambush set. Stay clear.
Já a porta está aqui.
Podes fechar, fica por trás. Se precisar de ajuda, chama-me logo.
Oh, não fecham aquela porta. Ah, vocês não fecham não. Eu nem vou fechar assim.
Acho que vai morrer.
Someone is tracking.
Vai morrer.
Faz ajuda.
Não. Foda-se, como, caralho? Nice, deixa de seguir, puta que pariu. Nice. Vá para aí por trás, vá para aí por trás, vá para a esquerda, vá para aí. Avança, não, para ali, caralho. Avança para a esquerda. Tem outro.
Ainda já só foi ali.
Ele já entrou.
A bomb has been located by op.
Ele já entrou. À esquerda, tens um cara à esquerda também. Calma.
Tá dando?
Tá dando, boa. Eu trouxe de ti, caralho.
Ah, já ia virar, bro. Já tinha acabado de me vir.
Failure.
Oh,
Ei,
eu tinha
ganda
acabado de me vir.
cabrão, bro.
Tinha mesmo acabado de me vir, bro. Devia ter carregado e matado o outro, mas ganhava um kill.
Ai, mas esses jogos estão ganda porra, caralho. Estava mais
Não é
que
isso,
cão.
seguiva não faz nada. Mataste como?
É, só. Deixou-me tudo fedido e dei 2 assists com os meus capcãs. Não posso fazer tudo também, porra.
Mas é 2,5.
Yeah, ainda fedi. Essa que tu mataste ainda estava bem fedida, não sei como é que não mataste logo. Eu bastei um tiro para te matares.
Não, percebi, acho que é 2. Mexi no braço e cara. Essa não é solução que valeu. E toda vez já falo.
Eu fui o primeiro a morrer, por isso não posso falar, não é? Mas.
Não, mas não, não jogas bem. Ok, tu manda só vai, mas se é que joga, esse pessoal não está sempre avançando e sempre embora. Vamos jogar mal, porque eles não avançam.
Op 4 has located a bomb. Plan your
Eu não
defense
avanço, não
accordingly.
para fora de ponto, que eu sei que não sei muito bom. Eu sei que está mais pique, está fora de
10
ponto.
seconds.
É mais interessante.
5 seconds.
Mas sim, se não está puxando aqui, se não sobe para fora de ponto, tudo bem.
Op 4 has located a bomb. Get ready to engage.
Não não fecham de volta, não fecham nada. Ah, peguem-se e vão-se embora, caga para fundo.
É mesmo caralho. Ok.
Tá bom.
Test deployed.
Ei, alguém cabe esse buraco aqui. Oh, não, não é aqui.
Enemy scanning inbound. Starting your timer. Exposed.
Não é que eu morri por causa desse bro.
Grab the time. Did it in style.
Enemy is about to scan the area.
Agora já
É, ganda cabrão, bro.
a dar falando de ti, mas já. Estão caindo de escape.
Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful.
Olha, onde eu morri há bocadinho. Fizeram um buraco na porta. Eu quando faço esse buraco, eu normalmente vejo de castle para fechar uma das entradas, que é para não ter 2 pontos ali para entrar e sair. Eu faço sempre isso, e esse pessoal não abre a isso. Quando sabem fez suíte, nessas justiças brancas.
Eu vou tentar ver uma coisa que eu vi na net, mas eu não sei se vai funcionar. Tens barba de wire? Não.
Posso dar, mas acho que não.
Protect the bombs.
Eu vi fazer uma coisa que eu vi na net, não sei se vai dar muito resultado.
Op 4 located a bomb. Be ready for assault.
Cam in position.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds and counting.
New feed activated.
Bomb located by Op 4.
Mas ajuda porra, caralho. Precisava do Jäger para isso a porra resultar. Esse caralho fecha-me logo a possibilidade.
Ninguém fecha a porta. Eu não sabia nem a fechar a porta, isso é caixote. Mas tem que se pensar nos outros, bro, que dá jeito.
Porra, eu não consigo, bro. Se não me ajuda, eu não consigo, caralho. O Jäger não faz um caralho.
Vê. Abre a porta e não fecha. Fogo.
Be advised, Op 4 has located
Cuidado,
a
tens jogado à
bomb.
tua direita.
Eu estava protegido em casa.
Tá.
Está aqui,
Tá, é Ash. Vai abrir à tua direita. Vai abrir à tua direita.
Eyes on the target. Second floor.
Ok, me consigo tomar flamas.
Não vou continuar a jogar depois de dizer não.
C4 deployed.
Não. Está à esquerda, caralho. Que merda é esta, bro? Atrás de ti à direita, capital. Foda-se, que noobs do
All
caralho.
friendlies were eliminated. Mission failure.
Dava para vir há mais anos do que a tua mãe nasceu, bro.
Vai.
Tá, vais-te embora, não?
Não, sim.
É, eu vou continuar. Um bocado.
Depois eu volto aqui a pouco, assim.
É,
Tá bem.
que horas são?
Nem um quarto para meia.
É sério. Ah, está-se bem. Tá, se quiseres voltar, depois volta. Tá, tchau.
disappeared. It's like he dissolved into thin air. For 30 years, Natalie tried to find him, but the police just didn't have enough resources. The woman had to do everything on her own, and we don't even want to think about how hard that was for her. But one day, her best friend told her about some hackers.
One night, my best friend called me and said, "Hey, Natalie, did you heard about TraceLab? They look for a missing person. It's hackers." I said, "What?"
More exactly, the hackers from Trace Labs, who devote their lives to searching for missing people. This may come as a surprise to you, but not all hackers are bad guys who infiltrate the Pentagon's base or sell personal celebrity photos for fun. Some are different. Some hackers are contacted by the authorities who are willing to pay huge amounts of money for their services. In 2016, the FBI paid hackers more than $1 million in order to get access to the information inside a dangerous criminal's iPhone. More exactly, the hackers got paid for information about a security vulnerability. The data was used by the FBI to create a device that could hack into the iPhone without allowing its security system to erase the data, and everyone was happy. Even before that, in 2007, the Philippine government decided to ask hackers for help. They needed to assess the reliability of the electronic voting systems. It's a pretty good idea. If you're afraid that someone will crack something important, you can pay hackers to find all the vulnerabilities beforehand. But let's talk more about Trace Labs. Unlike other hackers who want a lot of money for their work, these people work for free, and they look for missing people, just for fun. For them, it's like a hobby or even a game. In fact, this non-profit organization holds competitions to collect information to solve cases on missing persons. The rules are simple. Illegal hacking is prohibited. You can use publicly available information, and the results of the investigation must be given to the police. And all this really works. For example, a Trace Labs member spent several hours watching videos on YouTube. Eventually, he found a video of a missing person getting into a car. Using the number on the license plate, the police established the address of the criminal, and the missing person was found safe and sound. All right. Imagine how thrilled their relatives were. Trace Labs consists of computer enthusiasts, information security professionals, first responders, hackers, and private investigators. This is what they can write about themselves on their official website. We are your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, your neighbor, your friend, and a stranger. We are everywhere, and we are nowhere. We work in the dark to serve the light. We are Reload! Anyone can join Trace Labs as a volunteer, and after hearing all this, you're probably thinking about it too. Besides looking for missing people, it's a really good thing. Unlike hacking pacemakers, wait, what? Yeah, bad boys can not only break your heart, they can also hack it. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security warned that hackers can easily gain access.
Pam 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 pam. Já fez merda esse cara, filha da conta. Foda-se, bro. Que equipa de merda, caralho. Foda-se.
As the heart defibrillator. Nevertheless, there hasn't been a single case yet, apart from that story with Lucky Quinn, but that doesn't count.
Faz-me um buraco ali na merda, naquela porra.
On the other hand, could someone tell the difference between a normal heart attack and one caused by a hacker? Will doctors be able to tell if the heart stopped because of a malfunction or if it was forced to stop? When you think about it, you start to worry. Dick Cheney, a well-known politician and former vice president of the United States, took this threat to heart, so to speak. He believed terrorists would want to hack his heart, so he turned off the wireless connection on his pacemaker.
Well, I was aware of the
danger.
In theory, a skilled hacker could hack you to death, not only from the inside, but also from the outside.
Protect the bombs.
For example, by making your car drive into a wall at full speed, entering the brakes, the car's safety system, typical criminal hackers can gain access to almost anything. It's unlikely that they'll get access to your grandpa's old tractor, but many modern cars are definitely at risk. I wonder what all these hackers think about each other. While some are capable of killing a person, others do everything to help people. Maybe they should be cosplaying the fights from Gangs of New York. Maybe it's because the good guys always have something to do. For example, they look for missing people, including the father of Natalie St. Louis, who disappeared 30 years ago. Despite all the effort,
Laser gate in position.
Op 4 has located a bomb. Get ready to engage.
ADS up and running.
Jesus. Por trás de ti, Jesus. Objetivo, ninguém. Bola. Não.
Mission critical. Bomb diffuser
Claro, não tem ninguém no
activated.
objetivo, caralho. Uau, você fez o T-back.
One friendly remaining. Op 4, last operator standing.
Jesus, bro.
Mission failed. All friendlies
so
have been
far the
neutralized.
hackers have not been able
Foda-se.
to find any new information about him, but they don't plan to stop. You can find information about him as well as many other...
Se começarem a defender a cozinha, a gente de repente ganha.
If you want to succeed on your team,
Secure the area. Keep the bombs protected.
start covering topics that the public is interested in. Nope! Screw that! We're talking about Japan's and Disney's Atlantis the Lost Empire.
Be advised, a bomb location has been compromised.
This topic has been living rent-free in my head for several years. That's why it takes to make another human being, so...
Razorwire going up.
I figured that it's finally time to get it out of my head and onto a video. Point one of why Japan and Atlantis are boring. The main character has animation.
É para porque eu gosto de
The
fechar
main
isso.
character of this movie.
5 seconds and counting.
Jammer initiated.
Op 4 has located a bomb. Be ready for hostile action.
Jammer activated. Please do. Device.
Foda-se do cabrão. Porra, porque é que tem que avançar? Ele é obrigado a fazer pique, é uma ordem. Direita, caralho. Direita, caralho.
One friendly operator remaining. Op 4, last operator standing.
Já entrou? Bem. Aguenta de caralho. Deixa eu plantar, caralho. Foda-se, que cabrão, bro.
Failure. Need to use your drone to locate a bomb. Be advised your drone has located a bomb. Seconds to insertion. 5 seconds before insertion. You've located a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
Vou headshot em 3, 2, 1. Cabrão de merda, este só também. Foda-se! Foda-se, que merda é essa, bro? Minha equipa não faz um caralho, bro. Nem sequer entrou. É pá, para o caralho com esse jogo já. Vai coçar no colhão esquerdo, bro. Foda-se, não fazes uma pizza. Ah, agora que falta 10 segundos eu vou entrar. Eles vão aqui no cu.
Not only is it just incredible character animation, it also does a great deal of characterization. He's gesturing wildly because he's driven and passionate and excited about the topic at hand. He's maybe a little nervous to soon be talking in front of many people. And he is not very good at looking professional. And he is a total nerd. Relatable. And that's what you can get just from the way that he's moving his hands. Point 2 of why the hands in Atlantis are glorious. They are diverse. Usually when I'm watching an animated movie, the hands don't really grab my attention at all. And if they do, I will quickly notice that they all look pretty much the same. I call this same hand syndrome, and it's common and I don't like it. There are reasons to pay attention to designing characters' hands. As an example, let's look at my hand. It's skinny and stupid. From this, we can deduce that I am skinny and stupid. It's also soft, with no hard edges, because I don't really do any sports or anything that would come. The nails are short because I don't feel the need to draw attention to them, and if you really looked closely, you would be able to spot a bump and scar tissue on my middle finger, because my pen rubs against that spot when I draw, and I draw a lot. Then, for contrast, let's look at my brother's hand. It's quite similar because we share a lot of the same genes, but there are differences to be seen. The hand is a lot more worn out and blocky, because he does a lot of sports. There's rash too, because he has allergies. There's also a huge scar on his hand, because he stuck it into a running mill as a toddler, and it ripped his skin off. See? A hand tells a story. Therefore, it can be used for characterization. There's a scene in the
So my office door right now has a pretty big problem. I've known about this issue for about a year, I just haven't got around to fixing it yet, but today we are. So my office door looks like it's locked, right? Can't get in it, but it actually has a pretty big flaw. So right now, the door is locked and I can press whatever number combination I want and it'll stay locked. But no matter what, as soon as I press this button, the whole thing unlocks and lets me into my office. Kinda sketchy, right? A door lock should keep the door locked. I have a bunch of broken phones in there that I need to keep safe. So I reached out to my buddies over at Anchor, and they suggested their most high-tech, Eufy, fingerprint scanning door lock. So today we're going to unbox it, take it apart, and then install it on my door, and hopefully the problem is solved. So let's get started. So I figured this is one of those situations where it's time to go big or go home, and just get a smart lock that does everything. This guy can unlock with fingerprints, a digital code, keys, or even Bluetooth. And the actual swap between the lock I have now and this upgrade will only take a few minutes. I am going to take mine apart first though, because that's just what we do, and I want to see how it works from the inside. Out of the box, these things are surprisingly heavy.
Que merda, eu tinha uma cor nessa porra.
And it's nice that the installation steps are clearly labeled on the smaller boxes. dead wedge is universal and fits multiple sizes of doors. If you twist the head,
Op 4 has located a bomb. Plan your defenses accordingly.
we'll start with the half of the lock that sits inside of the door. Popping off the battery cover, there are 4 slots for double batteries. Pretty normal. And on the back we have 10 Phillips head screws. I can pop off the mid plate and start removing the 4 screws holding the motherboard in place. Before I can pull it out though, I do need to disconnect the loudspeaker button, as well as the motor wire.
Op 4 has located a bomb.
Kind of convenient that the circuit board has labeled these plugs right there on the surface. The motor that moves the dead board is hidden under another 6 smaller silver screws, and then the black plastic covering can come off, revealing the pretty cool looking internal gear setup inside. The lock can be locked and unlocked manually from inside the house. But when the electronics are
Porra, esse caralho, foda-se. Só me fazem merdas nesse jogo incrível. Quase que não tive um banana. Na cara, ela leva um tiro na cara e não morre. Vamos ver o tiro na cara. Não, não foi, foi no pênis. É um pênis.
add fingerprint or Bluetooth, the motor kicks on to move the deadbolt instead. The lock has a EHMA Grade 2 security certification, meaning that it can lock and unlock 250,000 times. You could leave your house twice a day for the next 340 years.
Me deixa fogo também. Tá bom, acho que
about 300 years or so. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss it.
Para não mandar nitro, cara.
Connects to the two halves of the lock.
Ih, Jesus.
I've got the motherboard reconnected.
Porque tudo ao sul metido no pé.
Now we can make our way over to the front side. This part of the lock sits on the exterior of the door, which means it needs to be extra secure from the outside. And since there are no visible screws, we're off to a good start.
Tu acabaste de ver o último gajo ali,
On the side of the lock that gets permanently attached to the door. So they'll be
O último gajo está com ela e ela olha para o caralho mais. Ai, Jesus.
Which is where the very unique These keys are very specific, with a curved half-moon shape and the spikes of the key in the center of that curve. They're probably a bit more secure than the average key, but it also means they're a bit harder to make copies of if they ever get lost. I'll remove the thick rubber waterproofing gasket. This whole contraption is IP65 water resistant, so it can handle the outside elements. There's another 6 screws holding down the middle housing. The lock will also keep working in extreme temperatures, from negative 22 Fahrenheit all the way to 158 degrees Fahrenheit. It's helpful that the batteries are inside the house in a more climate-controlled environment. The connectors inside the exterior housing are protected with this white rubber glue, and the board has 5 screws of its own. The back side of the board has the LEDs to light up the keypad. The numbers illuminate through the back side of the glass. The board also has pins on the underside that probably receive communication from the capacitive touchpad. With the solid metal housing, a metal layer underneath the glass, no visible exterior screws. It seems like a solid design. Breaking off the lock itself would breaking out the whole door. And either way, it's definitely more secure than the setup I have now. With everything put back together, time to install it into the door. There is one micro USB port at the bottom of the lock that can provide temporary power if the batteries die. We don't have a key with it, but this port will not charge up any of those batteries. far as installation goes, locks are pretty universal.
Fucking Spider-Man.
Seriously only takes a few minutes. There are 2 main screws holding my current lock to the door. Then I can remove the
Laser game.
5 seconds to use deadbolt. Once I tried that out, I can just put the new deadbolt
Bomb located by Op 4.
Reinforcing wall.
Ma passa pina colada. Dai cara. I like this weapon. The Franz is strong with this one. Fiz merda.
4 remaining.
Ah!
bolt into the same original holes that the old lock just came out of. I'm doing all of this with just one screwdriver. The front half of the lock goes through the newly installed deadbolt, making sure that the wires are tucked underneath. Then the metal backplate gets set into place along with the 2 beefy screws holding both halves together. There is one plug that connects the front keypad to the back motherboard, then the back housing can slide into the metal pin sticking out of the deadbolt. Then it's all held into place with 3 screws of its own. Once all the batteries are in, we get a satisfying...
Welcome to UP Security. Please download the UP Security app to complete setup.
Looks like it survived the teardown.
Ready to set up.
Now, on my particular lock, the hole where my deadbolt goes was a tiny bit too shallow, so I just deepened it a little with a screwdriver and a hammer, so the deadbolt can extend all of the way. I don't think most people will have to do that part, but either way it's pretty easy. I turned on my app, which I already have downloaded from my security cameras.
Calibration complete.
And everything was pretty simple to set up. The fingerprint scanning feature is the same kind of thing we'd see on a smartphone. It takes multiple pictures of your fingerprint and it's ready to go. The fingerprints are encrypted and only stored locally on the lock itself. And there you have it. My office can now be locked and unlocked in just 1.3 seconds with just my fingerprint. And obviously there's the code and the whole key thing as well, and the app on your phone.
Protect the bombs.
But I think it's a huge improvement over what we had before. Huge thanks to UP for sponsoring this video. Leave a link to this particular lock down in the description.
What?
On Instagram and Twitter. And thank you for watching.
Bomb location compromised. Plan accordingly.
Deploying welcome mat. Deploying welcome mat.
Reloading!
10 seconds remaining.
Welcome mat deployed.
5 seconds. Bomb located by Op 4.
Give me a pixel peek, please. Oh yes, the Frost is strong with this one. What the fuck? Oh yes, 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 yes. The Force is strong. The horse is very strong. Okay. O quê? What? É pá, noobs do caralho, bro. Porra, noobs do caralho, sinceramente. É, amiga, estava tudo fodido, não era simplesmente mais que contigo. Boa. Tá ali, filho. Nice. Aguenta, 15 segundos. Aguenta, não tem bomba, aguenta, caralho. Aguenta, caralho. Tá plantando. Tá plantando, cabeçalho. Tá ali, caralho. Acho que é à direita. Cada cabeçalho infantil, meu. Foda-se. Com cabrão, bro. Foda-se do caralho. Bucket de merda que devia ter muito. Cabrão do caralho.
And I weigh about 200 pounds. Now, obviously, this isn't something you want to do on a regular basis. They are made of glass, but still, can't be a Jerry Rig Everything video without a durability test. Will retain 80% of their, including the custom installation plans that you need for your permits from your city. Also keep in mind that these solar panels will retain 80% of their energy producing ability for the next 30 years, and then continue producing electricity far longer than that. And even though I went into this project knowing that I was going to install solar myself, I did price out other options, and it turns out Tesla was one of the more fairly priced options. So if you don't want to install solar yourself, Tesla's a good option, and I'll leave a $250 discount to them, also down in the description. Alright, there is a lot of information to go over, and not a lot of time to do it, so let's get started. The biggest perk of working with solar wholesale is this plan set. The plan set is the instruction booklet designed specifically for my house, with all the information I need to get the permits and approvals from my city. Along with the plan set, they ship every single part that I need to install my solar system in one big kit, which makes the whole project much easier since the parts just work together right out of the box. Plus, the solar panels are made right here in the United States. Getting someone like Tesla to come install the solar for you is still worth it, of course. It just takes a few more years to break even. But either way, you're still making a positive impact on the environment and lowering your electricity bill from the moment the panels get connected. Remember, every house is going to have a slightly different roof line and different energy needs, which is why it's nice to have this plan set that was custom made to my specific situation. This is the wiring diagram. All this makes a lot more sense when you have the parts right in front of you. So last time I was climbing up my roof, I broke my wrist, so there.
Nice and quiet.
Foda-se, a cabeça dele estava no caralho, bro. É para lá, entrem, pronto. Vá para aquele cubículo, pronto, cara. Era bom tiro. Caralho, é... um bocadinho.
You have located a bomb.
Dispara, caralho, ele fica parado.
Diffuser is active, protected at all costs.
Boa. Boa.
4 last operator standing.
Jesus. Aguenta, caralho. O que é que esse cara está fazendo? Nice.
Op 4 eliminated.
Olha ali uma equipa de Santos, caralho. Foda-se.
So we've laid out where the perimeter of the panels are going to be on the roof with a lumber crayon and a chalk line, and this will just help us visualize where the panels are going to be and where we're going to lay the rack that the panels rest on top of. It'll all start making sense in a minute. So in order to attach the racking system to the roof, we need to find the trusses that are underneath the shingles and the plywood, and the easiest way to do that is with a hammer. Listen closely. You can hear the difference between the loose area of roof and the solid area of roof, and that's where we want to drill down and attach our lag bolt. We can tell by the resistance that the drill bit had all the way down through the wood that we hit, a stud. We hit something good to tie into. So once you found your first truss, all of the rest will be in the same spots. So if you're working by yourself, you can just attach the tape to the drill bit that's still in the stud and mark 2 feet on center all the way down the roof. So before we can attach the rails that hold the panels, we have to put the flashing down. And I'll explain what the flashing does in a second. Before I can put the flashing down, I do have to put some of this clear sealant in a U shape around the hole that the lag bolt goes through. And then I'm also going to put some clear sealant into the hole, because the whole point of this is to keep water out of the roof. Then I can lift up some of the shingles, slide the flashing underneath, and then this is the part that holds the rail. Put the lag bolt through the opening, into the holes we pre-drilled earlier, and then we'll ratchet it down to place.
5 seconds.
So now the flashing is in place, we can visually see how it keeps water out of the roof. The water will run down the roof and it won't go into the hole we just drilled.
Ai, Jesus, caralho. O que? Nem dava para ver a cabeça dele. Como é que dava para ver a minha? É quando eu vou tirar a granada. Vê-me esse caralho, bro. Vê-me esse caralho. Epá. Começa a perder piada nesse jogo já, foda-se. Epá, entrem, caralho. Mata! Não. Tá down. Isso mesmo, isso mesmo. Tá de merda. Isso mesmo. Boa. Nice. Onde é drone, cara? Onde é que está essa porra? Está ali embaixo, cara. Vamos assim. É para muito onde é que entra. Boa. Ficou negativo, mas se for.
Especially as you mix that hole and have a drill next to it. As well as each of these bolts right here have a black washer around the top, which also helps seal to keep the water out. So the reason I decided to go with the snap and rack system is because these little L feet right here are adjustable up and down. So the rail can adjust underneath the panels to keep the panels level. And the reason it's called a snap and lock system is because the rails sit right on top of these little feet and they click into place. Just like, you know, a little Lego. The rail itself is black, which makes it a little more aesthetic on top of the roof, and it can slide forward and backward inside of the channel as we're positioning it. And there's a channel inside of the rail that hides the wires for all the microinverters. So the rails are up and it's microinverter time. So the microinverters, they're held in place with these little metal pieces, which can just dip into the rail and then clip up into place. The reason we decided to go with microinverters over other inverters is one, they're easy to install, and two, they're much safer. They convert the power from DC to AC right at the panel. And if one panel does get covered by, like, let's say snow or a shadow from a tree, the rest of the panels keep on working, which isn't always true of other types of inverters. So all of our solar panels are on the roof, and there has to be a way to get the power from the roof into the house. We do that with something called a roof junction box. We have to drill a small hole in the roof. And normally this would be enough if you have attic space, but in this particular building we do not. So we're going to drill a bigger hole, fish the wire through the wall, and pull it up through the top. The bigger hole is still fine though, because the roof junction box, once we seal it up with that clear sealant, will make sure no water runs inside. The shingles will just fit down over the flashing, and no water will be able to get into the attic space. So the cable that connects all of the microinverters together is called a trunk cable. This is what brings the power from the microinverters down to the roof junction box. So the trunk cable's laid down inside of the rail. We've put some electrical tape over the connection, and then we just zip tie the whole thing to keep it secure. So remember, every house is going to be a little bit different, but this is the exterior roof junction box, and then we have the yellow wire running through inside the attic space. All of these wires were provided in my kit, but we need to switch from the yellow insulated wire, which is indoor wire, to exterior wire when we're running it through the conduit, this gray stuff down along the side of the house. This junction box is where we're going to start feeding the exterior wire down through there and then into the breaker panel. So since these trunk cables are generic, they're probably not cut to length just yet, and so we're just going to chop it where we need it and remove the extra plugs. Then we can take these two trunk cables inside of this junction box and connect it to the insulated yellow wires down to our exterior junction box on the wall. So we're just about to start laying panels, and because of how many panels are on this roof, I have to have 2 arrays, which means that there's 2 trunk cables coming into this junction box. You might be wondering what we've done down here on this section of roof, and it's because we can fit more panels if we run them horizontally, so we've laid the rails out in a different way. And that just shows that no matter what your roof looks like, you can always orient the panels to most utilize the space. So this copper wire right here is called a system ground, and it's tied into each one of these rails with little spikes and clips. So if any electrical anomalies like faulting or lightning happens, it'll just transfer the electricity right into the ground heading down to the junction box. So let's talk about setting the solar panels and wire management for a second. Right now we have 3 panels in place and a 4th one right here ready to snap in. Each solar panel has 2 wires on the back that plug into the microinverter. The microinverter can hold 4 panels at a time, Then it runs down the trunk cable all the way to the roof junction box down there at the end. The DC wires are at one end of the panel, so we're running the wire end down the center line so they can easily plug into the microinverters that we have placed on the rail. Remember that none of these wires can be touching the roof, so there are little eyelets at the bottom that we can zip tie the wires to. We can also twist them together a little bit to make sure that nothing is touching the shingles before we plug them in. So this little guy right here is called the mid clamp. This is what clips into the rail and holds a panel on either side. There's a myth going around that solar panels aren't very green because of how much energy it takes to produce them in the first place, and that's also not necessarily true. Depending on where the solar panels are manufactured, it takes anywhere from 6 months to 3 years for a solar panel to offset the carbon it took to make it in the first place, which isn't very much time considering how long its lifespan is. Another perk of the panels that came in my solar wholesale kit is that they are black on black, no silver frames. It's something to think about when you're picking out panels. I got the black ones so they blend into the roof a bit more. Another perk of having the microinverters is that the system is totally modular. We can add panels or take away panels as much as we want, and we don't have to worry about the junction box or like limiting our...
See you on the other side.
Ah Jesus, je vais mourir.
You have located a bomb.
Pick me, nigga. Nice.
Deploying claim.
Oh, putain de susto, caralho.
Drones ready. Flash inside. Launching drone.
Porra, sai-me do cu, caralho. Bem feito. Foda-se.
Op 4 eliminated.
System to a certain size when we set it up the first time. It can always be expanded. The nice thing about the snap and rack system is that every fastener on this project is either a Phillips head screw or a 1/2-inch sprocket, which makes the installation go pretty quick because you're not looking for all kinds of tools. So now we have our solar panels installed. We've left our rails a bit long to give ourselves a bit of leeway, and now we can just cut them off. So these end clamps basically slide into the channel, and then when we tighten this bolt right here at the end, it snugs it up tight and holds the panel in place. Then these plastic end caps snap on to keep everything looking aesthetic from the ground. Alright, so let me tell you what's going on electrically here for a second. We actually haven't connected the wires yet. This is the panel that's powering the house we're in right now. We've drilled a hole through the panel to the outside, and then these two boxes out here that we just installed are going to take the power from the solar panels on the roof, bring them into this box, combine all the panels, and then head over here to the solar disconnect, which can actually disconnect all of the power from the solar panels heading into the house. It's a safety thing. When working with the wires in the electrical part of the solar system, remember to 1, follow local code, and 2, follow your plan set. It'll explain everything you need to know. So we have the larger array up here, the smaller array down here at the bottom, and they're all connected in this joiner box here in the center. All the wires from the roof and this side panel over here feed into this, and you can see these ground wires, these copper wires that were attached to the rails. All those are heading down to the breaker box, which I'll show you in a second. Now we can tuck all these wires inside the box and close it up. So down here in the breaker box, this is what's accepting the 2 strings that I have. Each of the strings has their own 20-amp breaker. Black and red go in the bottom and the ground goes over here on the side. Remember, there's 2 kinds of solar systems. There's grid-tied and off-grid. We installed a grid-tied system here, which means that the solar panels need to sense the grid before they start supplying power to my house. If those microinverters up top don't sense power from the grid, they're going to stay off. So I can touch these wires all I want because we're not attached to the grid yet. If you want an off-grid system, there's a few other components you need to install. Maybe I'll make a video about that later, but this is all about grid-tied. If you do want to use your solar panels when the city power goes out, you would need a battery or a generator. It's pretty cool that all of those solar panels just come down into these 6 wires. Makes it pretty simple. And now we're going to connect that breaker panel to the solar disconnect with this thicker gauge wire, and it should just go through the hole and wire it up. Now we're going to take the same thickness of wire and push it through to the breaker panel on the other side of the wall. So this is still not connected inside of the house, so no power is running to it from the panels up top or from the grid. Basically, this safety shutoff is called a knife blade switch. So right now it's connected. Watch these metal bars right here. When I turn it off, the metal bars knife away and break the connection.
Okay.
This is a grid-tied system. Once those microinverters up top stop sensing the power, they turn off, and there's no power running anywhere in the solar system. So up to this point, we haven't been working with any live wires. This is the part where we start working in a place where
bro, they went
short. And we have shut off power to this particular panel, but if you're feeling a little uneasy about working next to live power, you know, the grid, you can always hire someone to do this. If you remember, these 3 wires are coming in from that safety shutoff outside, and we have an empty slot in the breaker panel where we're just going to connect these wires, one into the ground, and then the other 2 into the breaker, which connects the solar on my house to the grid. And now my solar wires are connected to the breaker box, and the system is on. So we powered everything on, it's connected and working, but I still need to get my final inspection and have my meter changed out so it'll read power going both directions. That whole process will take me about a week or 2, but for you guys, that time has already passed. My meter is installed and we are pumping out green energy. The energy that I don't use during the day flows out to the grid. This meter keeps track of it, and then I get that energy back at night as a 90% credit. The energy company takes 10% off the top because they can, and they're acting as my battery, which is convenient for me with an on-grid system. I'll show you what the app looks like in a second, the one that shows how much solar I'm actually making in real time. But yeah, the inspector came by, checked all the wiring, made sure none of the cables were touching the roof, and said we could flip the switch. I think it's been a pretty fun project. Since my panels are in the sun all day long, not shaded by any trees or not on the wrong side of the house, these will pay themselves off in about 9 years. That's without any government incentives. Now, if we do factor in the state and federal incentives, they'll pay themselves off in about 6 years. So these panels will keep making electricity all throughout my lifetime and keep producing power even long after I'm gone, which is pretty awesome. Remember, these are just ballpark numbers that I've estimated. I do have an app that keeps track of everything for me, so I'll probably make a follow-up video in about a year to see if my estimates are correct. So if we take a look at the app that is currently on my phone, it's telling us in real time how much energy we are generating. So 7,601 watts. And then over the lifespan of my solar panels, they've generated 843 kilowatt hours. And what's cool is we can go into today's energy right here and see exactly the solar projection that it's made. You can see here in the morning, the sun came out, and we started making more electricity throughout the day. If we go back a day, we can see that this day was pretty cloudless up until about noon, and then clouds kind of like came over and started blocking the solar panels a little bit, but we still made 48 kilowatt hours of energy. And the last thing I want to show you is if we go right here, we can see the production per module. So as the day progresses, you can see which modules might be blocked by shade from a tree or shade from your roof, and you can see that they're all working. The financial incentive to doing solar panels is worth it all by itself, but the whole less air pollution and saving the planet thing is pretty cool too. And that's it. I will leave both links down in the description for you, the solar wholesale as well as the Tesla link, both with their discount codes. And you can see which one works best for you. Personally, I kind of like the do-it-yourself side of things, but I totally understand if you want someone else to install it for you. I'll always be hanging out down in the comments to answer some questions if you have any, and I'll probably make a follow-up video in about a year or so to kind of update you, see how it's been producing for me. So make sure you're subscribed. Thanks, Tom, for watching, and I'll see you around.
Jesus.
Loading new mag.
You located a bomb.
Clearing the way.
A really big fucking hole coming right up.
Bomb has been located. is no longer in your possession. 15 seconds left.
Fiz mal.
The diffuser is now secured.
Cabrão de merda, vai-te
Op
foder.
4 eliminated. Friendly mission successful.
Goodbye. Da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na, hey, goodbye.
That was nicey.
Indeed, was nice. Quite indeed. Never run away.
Protect the bombs.
Walls done.
Advise, Op 4 has found the bomb.
Smart, got to reload. I'm reloading.
10 seconds to insertion.
Camera activated. APS up and running.
5 seconds and counting.
Activated device.
Bomb located by Op 4.
Wall secured.
Camera feed up and running.
Nice. Oh. Foda-se, cabrão.
OMG. So clean.
Epá, morrem todos de maneiras estúpidas também.
Op 4, last stop standing.
O último está lá embaixo. Estava lá embaixo. Não estavam só não sei porquê. Não é de choque. Deixa-me escolher, caralho. Oh, já foram com todos os bons.
This is an Oloid, this is a Wobbler, and these are Steinmetz solids, and they all have one thing in common. They all roll to the constant center of mass. But that's where the similarities end. Let's get started. How's it going, guys? Angus here from Makers News. Many of you will be well aware of my descent into madness, that is the creation of objects that roll. I've made so many of them, but they aren't just conventional forms, they're all weird shapes that roll in some form or another. Several weeks ago, I produced a range of these objects known as Sphericons. The response was incredible. Many of you suggested amazing other shapes I should try out, so that's what this video is all about. Starting with this thing, generally known as a wobbler. The wobbler makes a great toy for kids and is geometrically the simplest out of the lineup, I would say. It's a modification of a cylinder where the form has been cut through at an angle to form these wobbly wheels. The wobbler still rolls smoothly because the angled wheels counterbalance each other and the center of mass remains along the axle. And they're slanted and they're now big ovals, but looking at a side view reveals that they're actually still a true circular shape. This particular wobbler was 3D printed using Polyalchemy Elixir PLA in Nightshade Purple. It's definitely one of my favorite colors at the moment and gives off a wonderful shimmering effect as it rolls. Our next rolling curiosity is the Oloid. Even the name sounds exotic. This one was the most suggested object after the Spiricons in the last video, and it's easy to see why. At surface level, it does not look like it should roll at all, and even if it does roll, it doesn't look like it should roll in a straight line, but that's exactly what it does. Oloids were discovered by Paul Schatz in 1929, so they've been around for quite some time, which is interesting because I actually had quite a lot of difficulties 3D modeling the Oloid. I'm not 100% happy with my design. I used blocks to create it, and the Oloid is known as a developable surface, which means it can be flattened down onto a 2D plane, so you can actually get the 2D net, and you can fold up an Oloid. But that means every foot of its surface
Foda-se, que equipa do caralho, equipa de merda, caralho.
rolling on as it rolls. So it has to be modeled perfectly to work correctly. The center distance between the two circular sectors is critical, and my attempts at using lofts in Fusion 360, as I said, gave me this shape. It does roll, but it doesn't roll nearly as smoothly as I would like. In the meantime, however, I came across this design created by Wild Rose Builds. It's a simpler take on the Oloid shape, and it does roll a lot better. So I'll link his design down below. Go check it out. And he also has a video as well showing it rolling. But Angus, I hear you say, what if I don't have a 3D printer? I really need one of these things in my life, one of these Oloids. Well, I have good news for you. Check this out. This is a handcrafted stainless steel.
Secure the area. Keep the bombs protected.
Nie tem que fazer isto.
Op 4 located a bomb. Protected.
Wall secured.
Agora reforço tudo e mais alguma coisa. Só passa mais.
10 seconds remaining. Down to 5 seconds. Bomb located by Op 4.
O meio está junto por trás aqui. Não, diretamente atrás. Agora não temos ninguém para ver lá em cima. Foda-se. Não gosto. Alguém vai para ali. Esse caralho é surdo, só pode. What the fuck, bro? Pô, é que tem que fazer tudo aqui, ó, cara?
4
Parece que
remaining.
sim. Ele vai aparecer dali, veja. Onde é que compraste? Está a disparar só porque sim, ok?
Op 4 eliminated.
Kobe!
WTFF.
Não sei.
3.
Indeed. The fortune.
Block swords. So Flash Flare is dying at the end of the month, end of the year 2020. There are only a few more days for us to play these Flash games, and Block Swords I feel like would be a fitting game, considering it was my first ever puzzle game. I've never actually beaten this game because I played it when I was like 9 and not very good at puzzle
Eliminate
games.
all hostiles.
But I wanted to come back to it now to revisit
Tazadaram carry.
Flash games and see if it's as hard as I remember, because honestly, I don't remember too much about this game. Ladies and gentlemen,
Tazadaram carry.
aim the game is to get the block to fall into the square hole. I think I'm actually going to skip instructions, and if I forget something, I'll just ask chat. So this might invoke a little bit of nostalgia into you all. Got a 2x1 block we roll around, and we want to get it into the hole. It's super simple at the beginning, but it introduces a lot of stuff into you. There's like switches and stuff, but I don't remember how all this works. Alright, that forms a bridge. I assume this is similar.
Tazadaram carry.
Looks pretty understandable to me. In this is going. I think the farthest I got when I played this, now don't laugh at me, was something like level 9. So anyways, they've introduced the orange squares. The orange squares are tricky.
Tazadaram carry.
Oh, Jesus, game is The orange squares are tricky because you can't like stand up on them, so you have to
Tazadaram carry.
like this on them. You can't go vertical on them, or else.
WTF.
And now there is no undo function, huh?
Time
Puzzle
repetier.
games is undoing. Oh god. World Soccer, thank you for the 3 months.
Yeah. Te dão carinho no
Yeah,
serviço.
there will still be daily YouTube videos. I've been working really hard as well as that. I have he's been working hard as well to get all this done. So we'll have daily videos over break, and you guys will still be satisfied. What did that switch just do? Okay, let's, oh, jeez. No, that is not what I meant to do at all. Oh god. So we have to use the switch to get across the bridge. So that's easy. You just press it twice. I still don't know what this does. This probably brings things up. So here's what I'm thinking. Like, that takes that down. Now I'm wondering what the switch all the way above my head does. I guess we'll see. No, that resummons the bridge. Excellent. Shit. Alright, back it up. There we go. Perfect. Stage 6. Plowing through these.
Eliminate all.
9-year-old me would be mad impressed. Now the good news is a lot of Flash games, I think even including this one, they have been either backed up, like the Ninja Kiwi archive, or they have been converted to HTML5. Perfect. There's an archive of over 50,000 Flash games on Flashpoint. You have 650 gigabytes of free space. No, but I'll let you know when I do. Alright, so there's an X switch. Someone said that you can only stand on X switches, like vertically, and I'm, for some reason, believing them. Probably to my own knowledge. And I'm wondering, like, if I can switch without needing to press the switch, but it's alright, I'll press the switch. It does that? Was I really unable to go to the area without pressing that switch? Shiny Bowser, I think for the $50.
Next game console graphics.
It's funny, actually. I remember this looking a lot more detailed when I was younger. It's crazy how time changes perception. Anyways, I guess I'll use this and I'll go in the obvious way. And I'll see if that lets me pass. Guess it lets me do this, so that's probably enough to just win. I don't win yet, but I'm very close. There we go. Use the spacebar to toggle between the 2 small blocks. Oh, shit. Oh my god. What, so I have to have them individually? No, I have to combine them. It counts my total.
Should go to
and there's a passcode, so you guys can play along. If you want to get to a level on that without playing level before, you can enter the passcode. I think that's what I also did. I looked up passcodes so I could get to some of the harder levels and then subsequently because I was Alright, so setting up that was easy enough, but setting up the X is a little bit less easy, I think. It doesn't seem that bad. What a classic, I agree. This Flash game, I think, is either
all friendlies have been
like, that's how it is.
No,
There's
no,
people
no,
that
no.
despise this Flash game, and I understand, because it's pretty hard, at least compared to other Flash games. But the Puzzle Master loves this game, so I'll continue to play it. Anyways, what does this switch even do for me? It does bad things! Oh, piece of shit. I guess I'll die. Alright, let's, so we don't want to touch that switch, but we still need to maneuver our way about. There we go. We've made it to this special area. There we go. Why a generic rusty rectangular prism? Well, it's not just a rusty rectangular prism. It is the embodiment of pure nostalgia. Kept inside this cuboid capsule. It's incredible, really. How they could
eliminate the terrorists.
Nostalgia inside this tiny thing. Is there music? No, but I could put on music. Let me see if I can find something. That's not DMCA-able. Classical music is actually the most DMCA-able of them all. Because they don't get you. You would think it'd be like public domain because the stuff was recorded forever ago. But what they actually get
Anyone else?
is the fact that it was played legally. And that is to strike you. So that's some painful stuff. But video game soundtracks are good. So anyways, I've set this up. I want to line this up so I can waltz my way over to here and make it in. Very nice. When exactly was this made? Actually, I don't know. Has anyone pulled it up for me? I'm a little curious. I would love to know. Alright, so we have to make it across both these orange things. So right now we've kind of screwed ourselves. 2007. Damn, that's old. Does anyone know when the original Balloons games came out? Not Tower Defense, but just Balloons. 2007 was 13 years ago. Oh yeah, I guess it was, huh? Think about it that way. We've done it. We've navigated it. Okay, I lied. I made it past stage 5 or stage 9 when I was a kid.
because I remember that last game. I remember the amount of orange garbage I'd get through, but I don't think I made it any farther than that. Like, I'm pretty sure I didn't beat that level as a kid. OG Blue was also in 2007. 2007 was legendary. Twitch chat plays block, so I had an Twitch chat reader here, because this would be an excellent game for Twitch chat to play. Of course, it's a kids game, so you guys would pull it off real easily. Holy crap. They had so many switches. Dude, I might not be able to solve this with the amount that's going on. Alright, what are these switches even meant to do? Oh my god. We're supposed to figure out which switch we're supposed to press until we get the correct orientation. What is this joke? How about this one? Alright, set that up.
First.
So then I want to set up the other X, and we just need to hit any one of these.
What the fuck?
Excellent. Okay, then we go back again. They were a little bit troll switches, but you had to find the right one to get into. I'm not going to say this is the pinnacle of puzzle design, but I am going to say they are going to mess with you quite a bit. After 4 tries out of 4, I found the pinnacle of puzzle design in 2007. Honestly, you might not be wrong. Alright, what do these switches do? Very important questions we should be asking ourselves, huh? Alright, what's the deal here? Oh! That was bad. Uh-oh. Alright, that was a bad... In this video, we're going to be doing a 99 Live video review. Now, it's going to have a woman crashing a brand new bike and a few other things. So let's go ahead and discuss what happened, how it happened, and what we can do better using the after-action review process. Warning, this video contains some...
Eliminate all
whatever. Alright, so we're riding right here with a bunch of friends, fully pinned. Look at that guy way up there. He's going a little crazy. Ooh, watch out now. And we panic brake. So we need to practice our brake. We need to practice our braking skills. It looks like he panic broke right here. Right? Smashed it. Dumped the bike. Thankfully, he had some gear on. He's got the New Balance shoes. So hopefully nothing damaged there. Practice your braking, guys. Something like that happens. You need to know how to brake. Don't dump the front tire and pretty much the bike. Go back a little bit. And layer down. Exactly, Gripbeard.
Vem, tu com uma cama, foda-se.
Layer down. Alright, so real quick, take a look. Okay, we're having like a little race with friends and whatnot. And we had some dum-dums go across the path. We had a little path travel violation right there. It's a little dum-dum. So this guy's doing a wheelie. We got a brake light. We got a brake light. We got a car. This guy. All these people. What is going on here? Do you think ego might have been an issue here? Probably. Let's take a look at this part right here. So this is when he perceived and reacted. Look at that. Ooh! You don't want to be doing that. That is called a panic braking. So he went into brown stage, everybody. Brown stage right there. Action time, but panic. He got a little poo-poo in his pantalones. Hey, little squirrel. Way over there. A little poo-poo in his pantalones, so he dumps the bike. So what happens when you grab too much front brake too quickly? Not enough weight on that front tire. It's not going to get that mechanical traction that you need to really grip. And what happens is that tire just slips and falls, and then you have momentum because you're turning or you're doing something with the handlebars, and then you fall down. That's what happens. That's a panic brake. So in order to prevent this,
eliminate all of the terrorists.
In order to prevent this, you need to practice your progressive brake pressure in a parking lot. You know, you can get up to 20 miles an hour in a parking lot pretty easily, but then practice that smooth squeeze, okay? Practice that smooth squeeze.
Ah, foi isso.
Really simple. The thing is that you squeeze, and as soon as you feel that weight transfer to that front tire, you squeeze more and more and more. Before you know it, you're going to have 100% traction for deceleration, and you can stop and move forward. Here we go, really fast. Obviously blurred out the speedo. We're not paying attention to. Oh, whoa, hit a bump.
Yeah. Get a bump.
Não se fuderam, mano.
Not good. What do you think happened there? What do you think happened there? Ooh, that gas tank is crushed. So is it worth it to ride around really fast inside, you know, town? Talking about what's gonna happen? Ooh, that's his body. Easily. So right here, what we're doing is we're hauling ass. Okay, we have our speedo blurred. I don't know why, it doesn't really matter at this point. This was filmed in Mexico, it's not like they're gonna get you anyway. But we're hauling ass through town, and we're hitting bumps. Now, if we're not situated right here, what's happening here is when you hit that bump, we're not situated right, your handlebars are gonna get like this, midair, and guess what? It's gonna do this to your hand, and you're not gonna have full control. And then what do you think is gonna happen? You're gonna dump the bike. You can barely see it, but this right here is a car. Imagine running to the back of the car. Nope, no bueno. All right, let's just move on. Just move on. Just get out of here. These are good videos, 99 Lives. Thank you so much for making some good videos. Make sure you guys hit that join button. So far, what you've done is and hauling ass. Alright, so we're going to be lane filtering. What are the common issues with lane filtering? That right there. So we're going to have a lot of path to travel, a lot of merging issues, no real escape routes. We can only decelerate and accelerate out of areas. This is a good view right here. What happened? Why did he crash?
Op 4 eliminated all friendlies.
What do you think happened there? What do you think caused that portion? A little too much of that front brake, maybe? Alright, so right here, remember guys, you don't have to. You're going to have somebody that doesn't want to be in the lane over here where there's a lot of traffic. They're going to want to come over here. So that is one of the patterns you look for when you're lane filtering. If you see this big open area, assume that... Keep going. Look at the bike. It's already falling down. What happened there? That's the whole I had to layer down thing. Alright, so we're going to be going fast. Big hazard out here is that corner. If we're going too fast, oh, hit something in the road, so road surface hazard. So when you're riding in the mountains like this, you know, typically if it's an area where there's a lot of snow, a lot of rain, you're going to have
eliminate
to
the terrorist.
The road. So you always have to watch out for road surface hazards, any divots, any potholes, you know, anything like that. Another thing that I'm worried about, since there's no center line is that other vehicles can head on, especially around a corner. So I'm not hauling ass right here. I think he slowed down even before this crest of the hill, which is very good. So this is Ryan turning very careful with that. So he's going, and there's that divot. Okay, so you're not always looking out at the exit like this. Look at the exit, coming back. Look at the exit, coming back. Look at the exit, coming back. And what you're doing is you're looking at where you need to go, but then you're looking at road surface hazards. Where you need to go, road surface hazards. You just constantly keep doing that around the corner. It just sucks that he had to crash, though. But that's the point of an after-action review, is that we're going to learn from it. Alright, so same thing. You know, you watch out for road surface hazards. Good view. Oh, his buddy crashed. What are you going to do? Are you going to rescue another rider? Okay, so she crashed. So do you have a trauma kit? Do you have medical training? Do you have a trauma kit, guys? Do you know what to do just in case she has an open wound and she's bleeding out? You know, you have a ripped patella. You definitely have an injury to your femoral artery, your peripheral artery, what can you do? She doesn't have full gear, so I'll be checking the body, the extremities. I don't care about the bike. I don't care about the bike. Double check she's okay. Yeah. So I'm not too concerned about the crash. Right now I'm concerned about what happened. Okay, so let's go back a little bit more. Let's talk about that. So right here we're going through the mountains. Now that's like a low side. So what do you think typically happens with beginners and corners? Going a little too fast for their skill, and then went a little wide, and then like, oh crap, maybe panic brake, low-sided, or leaned it further and further and further, lost traction and low-sided. So typically that's what happens. And you have that feeling. So that's the oh shit feeling, the OF feeling. Everybody gets that. And here's the thing, say it to yourself, go ahead and do it, but don't get stuck in it. Okay, so we're going into now assessment mode. We need to figure out what's happening with our rider, with our friend, right? So that right there, that is a good response. Getting close. getting pissed because that means it's all there, or at least mostly there. So that means the head wasn't, damaged. There's not a real big brain injury going on. Conscious and aware. So this is good. This is good. It's stuff that is crashed, but it's good to see that. So low side. Oh, it's a barrier. So too wide. Too wide. Yeah. So there's the impact right there. There's the impact. Too wide. So what do you think? Too fast for that person's ability? Hey guys, remember you gotta zone in. Yellow stage. Go with what you can do. Don't haul ass if you can't handle it. Okay? And don't pressure your friends to do it either. As soon as I parked and as soon as I see her walking, like, you can actually kind of see. It looks like a little tear on the knee right there. So the fact that she's walking is a good sign. So what I would do is I'd park my bike out of the way of hazards and I'd pull out my kit. I could gloves,
Foda-se, cabrão de merda, tava
some
qua.
gloves, some PPE, put them on, so that way I don't contaminate any of her wound or anything like that. I'm not too concerned about bloodborne pathogens for myself, especially if I know her. Make sure I don't get things infected. She's definitely bleeding out. You got a tourniquet, you got some 4x4s to apply some pressure and hold it down, and then you got some roll cling to keep it there so you can have your hands moving. Okay, so it's really important to have a kit just in case, even if it's just a band-aid like that. Put a 4x4 on, wrap it up, see how the bike is, take her home. You know what I mean? I want to say thank you to RevZilla for being a sponsor of this channel. Click the link in the description. No extra cost to you. It's an affiliate link. It helps support the channel. So if you're going to buy gear anyways on RevZilla and you want to get some gear, click that link and help out. Like I said, no cost to you. I'll see you guys around. Moving on this one. Look at the road surface. Oh, water.
Smoke Jackson.
Eliminate the terrorist.
What do you think, Panic? Oh, there's ice. That's ice. Never mind. Probably didn't panic. It just straight up lost traction. Oh, look at those ankles. That was alright, back just a little bit. We're going to discuss the traction. So remember what I said about having, ice and snow and rain.
Te fuderam, puto.
This is something you gotta watch out in the summertime, but in the wintertime, there's acceleration going on right here. As soon as you hit that, oh man, what are you gonna do? So there's not much you can do right now. But if we go back, so we're coming to this area. This is where situation at least 8 seconds ahead. I think in it's 12-second lead you have to do. Go to the class. I know it's the best online motorcycle class in the world. I get it. But here's the thing. Let me know. I always recommend 12. Okay, you gotta see far ahead. Super far ahead. You see the discoloration. I know it's cold out. I know there's water in here. What we gotta do, that's not ice. Typically it is. So what we do here is slow it down in the area. Okay, so slow it down. That's where the situation awareness comes in. Because you could be the best fundamental skills in the world. It's not gonna matter if you don't ride a bike.
We have been eliminated.
So, good etiquette. ABS is kicking in. That's a high side. Could have been a lot worse. That's a high side. So that's the impact on the hands. Very dangerous. Low side, you kind of get abrasion, slight impact on the hip. This one, you can break your upper body, like hit your face. Ooh. Edo Rider Motovlogs. I didn't know who this. Yeah. You guys know what channel this is? I couldn't tell until now. Oh, we got a little angry. Alright, so this is what I was trying to get at here, guys. Don't pass people in the corner,
Jesus.
especially,
Eliminate all of the terrorists. 4 eliminated all friendlies. Eliminate all of the terrorists. All friendlies have been eliminated. Eliminate all hostiles. All friendlies have been eliminated. Eliminate all of the terrorists. Been eliminated. Eliminate all of the terrorists. Op 4 eliminated all friendlies. Eliminate the terrorists. Been eliminated. Eliminate the terrorists. Been eliminated. Eliminate all of the terrorists. Eliminate the terrorists. Been eliminated. Eliminate all hostiles. Op 4 eliminated all friendlies. Eliminate all hostiles. have been eliminated. Eliminate the terrorists. Been eliminated. Eliminate all hostiles. Friendlies have been eliminated. Eliminate the terrorists. Been eliminated. Eliminate all hostiles. Op 4 eliminated all friendlies. Eliminate all of the terrorists. Op 4 eliminated all friendlies. Eliminate the terrorists. All friendlies have been eliminated. Eliminate the terrorists. We have been eliminated. Eliminate all of the terrorists. Eliminate all hostiles. Op 4 eliminated all friendlies. Eliminate all of the terrorists. They've been eliminated. Eliminate all hostiles. We have been eliminated. Eliminate the terrorists.